Man, welcome back to the channel. And can I just express, I'm Leanna, by the way. I'm your host. I just want to express how freaking stoked I am to be doing videos again. It's been literally 2 years since I posted my last video, and I have missed this. I've missed you guys, and connecting with you. Like I feel so much that the message that I'm giving you is divinely guided, and that the people who really need to hear this are getting it. And I'm just excited to put this out here. And I wanted to talk to you about pain and physical symptoms. So some of you may know that I'm a licensed massage therapist, and I specialize in metaphysical massage. Metaphysics? What is that? So metaphysics is a branch of philosophy that deals with the nature of the mind and how it affects things in your reality, from the body to even everything outside of you. So what ailments are showing up? Do you have any pain? Is there lack? Are you experiencing lack? Are you having relationship difficulties? Things like that. And then of course, the opposite side, but it helps us to see that our thoughts are creating things. Okay. How does thoughts create things in the body? Man, there's a whole science around this, honestly. And in Anatomy of the Spirit by Carolyn Myss, she quotes Dr. Candace Pert saying that neuropeptides are stimulated by the thoughts that we create. And those neuropeptides, which can turn into neurotransmitters or hormones, then get released into the body. All right, so if you think about it, if you're stressed, you get tense, like your shoulders hurt and you're tight. You may get sick, right? Why? Cortisol spikes when we're stressed, and that lowers our immune system. Okay. And there's so many other things, adrenaline and all of these other things. I have a whole list. But that plays in the body. Now imagine that these hormones are getting released all the time because you have old wounds that are trapped in your subconscious mind. So now, instead of that initial thing happening and it being done and over with, and now the body goes back into rest and digest instead of being in fight or flight, now it's revved all the time because you have something living there that hasn't been healed. And so it goes down into the body. And our body is very beautiful in the way that it speaks to us. It's always giving us messages through our physical symptoms. It's literally letting us know, hey, you've got emotions living here. So the right side of the body is the divine masculine. So if you think about the soul is whole, right? Perfect, complete. And in the body, it gets expressed through right and left sides. Divine masculine on the right, divine feminine on the left. Our legs carry us forward in life. So if there's anything wrong with our legs, our hips, it means that we're stuck somewhere in the past and can't move forward in our authenticity. And if that shows up in the right leg, that's the father wound. If it shows up on the left side, that's the mother wound. And all of your identity tied to those beings. Now it crosses, what I have found through years of doing massage and working on my own healing, is that crosses in the body. So if you have a right leg father wound, it's going to show up in the left shoulder, and vice versa with the mother. If you've got a left leg mother wound showing up, it's going to show up in the right shoulder. And what that's telling you is that you have a faulty foundation. Your foundation isn't built on truth. All right. And anything that happened in childhood, even if you had really good parenting, if somewhere you believe that you have to be a certain way to make your parents proud, then that can come up as a wound as well. And you'll start having these symptoms because your foundation isn't built on the truth of who you are. It's built on who you needed to be in order to ensure that you were loved. Even if this stuff is like really unconscious, it's still living there. So we have to ask ourselves, why is this showing up? That's what it's for, okay? Anytime you have pain or an ailment, it's literally showing up so that you can question the heck out of it. I like to give this example. So if you have acid reflux, and instead of questioning why you have acid reflux, you take a medication to make it go away. What are we doing? We're actually silencing the communication of the body. So then the body's like, well, this has to get louder because they're not listening. So guess what? That acid reflux turns into irritable bowel syndrome, which then can go into Crohn's and diverticulitis. You're like, man, I have all these digestion issues. What's going on? What lives in the gut? What happens when we feel anxious? We feel afraid. Where do you feel that a lot of the time? In the belly, right? Yeah, those butterflies, that sinking feeling that something's wrong. And so if all of these things are trapped in the subconscious mind, and it could have been, a trauma from childhood or even just like something small, it doesn't have to be something big. When I say trauma, a lot of the time people are like, I don't have any trauma in my life. Everyone has trauma. Like, I don't care who you are. Everyone has trauma because you're never perceiving yourself as the eternal, changeless, invulnerable being that you actually are. Most of us are perceiving ourselves as bodies, and we have been from the very beginning. And because we believe we're the body, we believe that we are susceptible to the ails of the world. And that's fact. That is fact. That is proven, tried and true, tested over many years. So if you can't figure out why your body is showing up and showing these things to you the way that it is, when I was going through my nursing license renewal, one of the things that it said was chronic pain, which is pain lasting more than 6 months, has a psychological correlation. And Florence Scovel Shinn, in The Game of Life and How to Play It, says, the metaphysician knows that all ailments have a mental correspondence. Okay, that's everything. You are creating the wounds. You're creating the ailments. We're creating lack. We're creating disharmony in relationships. And it's all totally unconscious. Most people are like, what do you mean? I don't want to make myself sick. What do you mean? Like I'm causing this disharmony, like with my kids. And I tell them it's not about blame. From the point of I'm causing this, I'm creating this through my thoughts, it helps you make conscious what is unconscious. There's a whole iceberg of unconscious. You're seeing like this tiny little thing above the water. And there's all of this unconscious, all of these unconscious beliefs that are living below the water that are creating things that you can't even imagine. You're like, man, why is this happening to me? Why do I have so many similar patterns all the time, things showing up the same way? Because you are the center of all of that. Everything in your reality, you are the main character. And you're creating all of the characters, you're creating all of the situation, and you're creating the ailments as well because you don't know who you are. You don't realize the creative power of your mind. And the law doesn't care. Like the law brings your manifestations forward no matter, like gravity, right? Like you don't know how gravity works for real. But if you jump, you're going to fall. And the laws of the universe are the same way, but not because there isn't a caring, loving being out there. It's because you couldn't wake up without it. You're being called home, friend. You're being called home. And I'm speaking to your soul right now, not the conscious mind that may not understand what I'm saying. I'm speaking to your soul. You're being called home. You're being asked to awaken to the divinity within. through your ailments, through your suffering. You're supposed to ask why. Why is this happening? And then not blame everyone else or everything for it, but look to yourself and see what it's asking you to see. Take your power back. And that's all this message is. It's not about blame. Not at all. That's the ego. That's the ego feeling guilty. Listen, when we take the guilt off of everything else, blaming the body. Oh, it's the body. I'm going to get rid of this uterus. It doesn't like me. I'm just going to get rid of it. Might as well just cut off my nose too, because the allergies, right? You put it into that context, it seems crazy. You have stuff showing up and it's like killing the messenger. And it doesn't fix the problem. We have to fix the root cause. Thoughts create things, metaphysics. There's so much information out there about that. Florence Scovel Shinn, The Game of Life and How to Play It. Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. Homan Romero, Knowing Ourselves. Metaphysics. You can Google the metaphysical meaning of anything. You could say right hip pain metaphysical meaning, and it'll give you tons of information. And I hope that this video helps empower you, because when I read the metaphysician knows that all ailments have a mental correspondence, I was like, yes, light bulb. I was trying so long, to fix my hip, fix my shoulder, cortisone shots, physical therapy, dry needling, working out, low inflammatory diets to reduce inflammation, stretching, rolling out, like doing all the things. And when she said that, I was like, oh, it's my mind. It's my mind that's creating everything. That's why I'm not healing. Thank God for that awareness. Thank God, because if I had just kept looking to everything outside of me to fix it, where would I be? And so if you need help, because we do need help, I'm not saying that we don't look outside of ourselves for help, because we don't heal alone, we heal in community. And healing through community actually collapses time. So if you're working with someone else who has already walked the path, and you oftentimes doing that in group, and you're hearing other people's stories and you're like, oh, me too. It actually helps to break down the beliefs that the ego holds about what is real, what's possible, and why things are showing up the way that they are. And you're collapsing time instead of just having to do it alone. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know for 3 years of doing it alone, like how terrible that was, until I found a coach and guides and mentors, to help me in healing and community, to help me see like I'm not broken. And I never was. I was just identifying with the false. If you want more information on that, go ahead and reach out to me. My email's in the description box below. I would absolutely love to do a discovery call and see if my framework for healing the mind and re-identifying with the truth of the soul within can help you. Because when we know who we are, we step into our power, like I've been saying. And in our power comes our purpose and our peace and our prosperity. So if any of those things are missing from your life, peace in the body, peace out in your, external world, prosperity in general, standing in your purpose, knowing who you are, being able to take inspired action. If any of those things are lacking, I can help. And I would love to work with you. All right. I hope this is helpful. Go ahead and push the like button if it was. If it wasn't, that's okay. I'm hoping that maybe a seed was planted, because you can never underestimate the power of planting a seed. Share if you got anybody who this would resonate with. And subscribe, because I've got more coming. I'm so excited. All right. Have a good day.